Hey guys, this eye is very similar to my other eye with just a few minor tweaks to it when securing the stone since it's an oval shape. I didn't get any pictures of the start or the finish on this one either, but I'll try to walk you through it. When I started off, I built the frame using only two 18 gauge wires on this one to try to limit the wires on the back. I bent the wires around the stone, leaving enough gaps between the wires so it's easier to secure all the sections that you make together. And at the top, I secured all the wires together using 20 gauge half round wire, and that would eventually become the bail. After making the frame, I made two coils using 20 and 28 gauge wires for the top and bottom of the stone and secured those to the frame. The stone was still loose at this point, so I coiled two sections of coil using 28 gauge silver and copper wires around a 28 gauge square wire, and I anchored that to the frame and as well as secured it to the frame with some 28 gauge wire. After securing the stone nice and tight, there were two little gaps on the side of the stone, so I weaved two sections of wire using 20 gauge and 28 gauge copper wire, and I bent those into the corners of the stone, and that helped anchor the stone a little bit more and fill the open spaces. I then weaved the inner section of the eye using 20 and 28 gauge wires and bent that around the coils, and then I cut and crimped the middle wires of this section to save room in the back for anchoring. After that, I weaved both of the eyelash layers using 20 gauge copper base wires and 28 silver weaving wires and anchored them both to the back of the piece. To finish off the piece, I weaved two more sections of 20 gauge and 28 gauge copper wire for the top and bottom sections of the eyelashes to hide the gaps that show the frame and all the anchored pieces. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. I'll try to help out the best I can.